Greetings, queens and kings, if you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. Now, Maurice, come on, bro. Don't give up yet. We are hoping and we have to strategize and work this out and hope that Q does the right thing and comes in on the clutch. And Karen, why you lying, girl? Why you coming out with a blank piece of paper? Is Zach the daddy or not? Hurry up with the answer. Let's get into it. Oh, Karen, it's time to F around and find out. Girl, you acting a fool. Now, was Fatima wrong for coming to Karen's house? Yeah, maybe. And then again, maybe not. When you leaving the door open for my fiance to come and screw you, oh yeah, you giving me every right to come in there and address you, pregnant or not. Now, Karen, she want to play tough Tina and step to the wrong one. Well, both of y'all crazy because like Zach said earlier, they both carry weapons. So I guess there's a wild side to Karen as well. But as mad as you want to be, you are dead wrong, Karen, for pushing up on somebody else's, yes, fiance. You know they engaged, you know, waiting for Zach to come have sex with you. So you get exactly what you get. Now, Zach came over to address her. Of course, she didn't like the fact that, yeah, he's standing by his woman. I'm not going to have sex with you. Aaron always coming up unannounced. Now, how many of you put in the comments are sick and tired of Aaron and really suspect of him? As bad as Karen treats him, she knows she don't want him. He knows she's still in love with Zach. He's still always hanging in the rafters, just popping up, and it's really annoying to me. So he want to come up there and put his little nose where it doesn't belong and address, you know, Fatima, I guess, for not stressing out Karen, because he's always there to her aid regardless of how she treat him. And yeah, she doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to be bothered, and he already explained to you at the coffee shop, but you're not getting it. So she gets upset and was like, I have the results, you know, of who's the father. Then she, you know, gives an envelope, and he doesn't want to hear it because he's basically like, you're pathetic, you know, Karen. This is sad and it's embarrassing how you conducting yourself. And when he saw that and knowing that she was leaving for Fatima, that even made her more upset. But you have to take the blinders off, Karen. It's not what you think. That whole scenario at the coffee shop, yes, he did a little too much. Yes, he sent out the wrong message. Zach has to understand how he needs to address Karen, and he can't start going down memory lane because that's going to really send her off of the deep edge. And she's more upset because her girls are defending her and not really dealing with Fatima, but they don't want you hurt. They don't want you stressing over your quote-unquote baby, your pregnancy. I'm still waiting for you to show. I'm still waiting for something. Zach was like, I'm done, and left. And he didn't pick up the paper with the results. And she was too through with that. And then, you know, he gets all upset. And Danny basically had to address him too. Like, I'm not a member of your congregation, because he was coming off a little crazy at her. And she was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not a member of your little congregation. I'm like, what congregation? What congregation? That man ain't got no church. That man ain't never doing much of nothing except hanging up, staying up Karen's behind. Like, please, like a little puppy. I don't see anything. You don't, like Zach says, you don't even visit your children. What's up with the kids you already have? You ain't saying nothing about that. So that's totally crazy. And, you know, Danny was at the point where, you know what, we need to find out who the father of this baby. I'm tired of the BS with Karen. We waiting with all this crap. And then she's like, there's nothing on here. It's blank. She was playing this bluffing game just to tick off Fatima and see if Zach cared enough to find out if he's the father. And evidently he did. So that really sent Danny off the deep end. Like, I'm wasting my time. I could be out to dinner with my man with this girl playing games. And she wanted them to leave anyway. So now they out there. And what annoyed me with Zach is the fact that he's tracking Fatima to make sure she don't make a U and come back to Karen's house, you know, thinking everybody left. But at the end of the day, you look real suspect, Zach. Was you going to go back in Karen's house? Why didn't you follow Fatima home? You know, so all this back and forth, Danny was like, I'm pretty much done with this. My man waiting for me. I'm going out to dinner. So it leaves Sabrina, Aaron, and Zach. And you pulling this jealousy game as always on Aaron's back about Karen. Leave that alone. If you don't want Karen anymore and you don't care who she's with, why are you so combative when it comes to Aaron? Put in the comments what you think about this situation with Aaron and Zach. Like, what do you think about that? It's annoying that he even bothers his man like that. But I guess he's still feeling some kind of way when his ex-wife, blew her head off in Karen's shop and all that negativity that came with Aaron. I get it. But let it go, Zach. Just let it go. So they realized that he's been drinking. And I'm like, Pastor, you supposed to be the voice of reason. Why are you drinking? You done went off the wagon. And Sabrina was like, Karen don't need that. I'm like, come on, Aaron. You are becoming no better than Zach or anyone else. So she said, I'll call you and let you know how Karen's doing. So she goes back in the house, and old girl is sitting at the door waiting with a gun. Waiting for Fatima to come back. Okay, you Annie Oakley, and so is Fatima. Y'all gonna have a Wild Wild West shootout on each other, and you pregnant? Are you even thinking about a baby? With all this violence? Come on, Karen. That's what makes me wonder, are you pregnant? Because the way you blow up, going crazy, you love to bring up that baby to hold on to a man who doesn't want you. And you're delusional, thinking he's trying to stress you out. Why is he doing this to you? All of this crap that she's putting in her head. And Sabrina's like, no, that's not it. Like, Zach don't want you like that. The picture she's painting, that's not a reality. He's trying to make you crazy. No, he's not trying to make you crazy. He already told you where things stand. He's in love. He loves you, but he's not in love with you. He's in love with Fatima. So stop all that madness. So she left, went to bed. She was done. Now, Pam comes over to check on her and, of course, be nosy, but Sabrina really doesn't want to tell her. She's like, she's okay. She's resting. You can talk to her tomorrow. And she's like, I want to see her now. She's like, no, she really don't want to get in it with Pam. Pam, Miss 411, got to get the info. But bottom line, she said no. Pam can go on her way. Now, Maurice is back at the house upset with this whole situation with Q. And him and Calvin are having it out. And, basically Calvin eventually tells him, it's your fault. Just like Sabrina told him last week, it's your fault that they're in this situation with Q and living there and you being involved with this nutbag. You are the reason. Sabrina doesn't need this. She's in all of this mess because of his dealings with Q. And he realizes that. As much as he doesn't want to hear it, this was really the last straw because Sabrina said it. Now hearing it from Calvin, it's like, a total guilt situation. I think he's come to the realization that he should pay the price for what's going on, not Sabrina. So if he goes and confess, as we see that he does, it will take all of this madness away from Sabrina. So Zach is back at the house having a chat, letting Fatima know she's dead wrong for going to that girl's house. But Fatima is hot-headed, but she realizes, yes, I shouldn't have went there. And he's really just happy that she trusted the fact that, no, Karen lied when they was at the house that they didn't have sex in the bathroom or whatever. That was years ago. He said 3 years ago. But you brought me to that place. I'm like, Karen, get over it. And so, so that was that. And, he said, Karen carries a gun. You know that. She was like, well, so do I. So he said, yeah, I know that, but you two are totally, this has to stop. This whole situation is really toxic on both sides. And she realizes, yeah, she's done. He was like, okay, go to bed. She said she's staying down here. So Zach ain't trying to hear nothing. He gonna sit right there and watch her to make sure she don't leave. She like, really? I'm like, yeah. And I don't blame Zach because he knows you. You a hothead. You get crazy. And you very well may sneak back out of this house. So in the meanwhile, we have Hayden here telling Gary that he filed the annulment papers. And Gary's like, okay. So they going back and forth. He was like, you know what? You do what you want to do. He was like, I'm coming to you, whatever, with advice. I did it. He was like, okay, fine. So he's really struggling with that situation. But of course you did something stupid. You did a crazy move. Gary is trying to head over to Andy's house. So he really want to hear what Hayden has to say right now. So Hayden gets in there and he tells, what's her name? Tamara. that they moved a little too fast. And, she's getting ready to get him all loved up. Got her little, my favorite color, purple, little negligee, ready to turn it up for a man, play wifey. And he's like, no. So he said we moved too quick. And what, we need to get is an annulment. But I got to get this annulment within 30 days. So bing, 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 bing. I think that's in the back of old girl's head. Of course, she was pissed off trying to persuade him, but it wasn't working. This is her ticket right here, her money ticket. She not trying to get rid of this money bag, aka Hayden. He is an answer to her prayers. Put in the comments if you think that she's trying to wait out. She's going to wait out these 30 days and then pop back up because she feels that if he can't find her in 30 days, she'll remain his wife and she'll have time to persuade him not to get a full-fledged divorce. I think so. She's upset. He's trying to talk her not into leaving because, it's been good to him. But no, old girl said she's out. Now, Danny and our boy, my newest favorite couple, she finally, I love it. Put what you think in the comments about Danny and Preston. No more fighting him. Just really fully into a relationship, giving this man a chance and not having him go through all this drama. I'm loving it. I'm all for it. And I hope they have a successful relationship. Now, one of the things she wanted to talk about was his conversation with Zach that he brought up. And she said, no, I want to see, what did you say to Zach? And she, he told him about the situation with Karen, why she reacted the way she did, the way he conducted himself in front of the shop that day, and how Fatima would feel and how it's not cool and those signals that he gave. And she thought it was really good advice. And she said, I wish you would just use that advice when it comes to us because, you oblivious when it comes to understanding me and this whole new dynamic. So try to understand me better, like, and just, I guess communicate that like you do with giving advice to Zach. So she's having a really good time and they're having a good meal. So he said, I'll definitely do that. So far, so good with these two. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, Andy is getting the 411 on how the dust settled, I guess, with Karen. And Sabrina is filling her in and letting her know, Gary's on his way over. So Gary comes there thinking it's going to be old Andy you getting, when no, you still got the new and improved Andy who's wide awake on your BS. And basically he found out that what she said before when she was high still stands. I want to have sex with you. And that's all why you're here. That's the only reason why I'm dealing with you right now. And he's still upset with that. Like, that's basically what you be wanting outside of controlling her life. But you don't like being treated like you got you a piece of meat, Gary. But it is what it is. And since he wasn't going to give it to her, she was like, let me make a phone call. And he's like, really? I don't like this woman that you're turning into. Now I'm starting to see you for who you are, calling her names, thinking that, that she's this horrible individual or some hoe or whatever he's thinking. And now he's not liking it. And now she's pissed off with him because really, this is how all the hell that I done went through with you, the audacity now, thinking I'm the bad guy because my eyes are woke, the blinders are off because of your BS. Of course, it pissed off Andy because she don't want to let this man go. But you need to. Just leave him alone. No sex, no nothing. Now, our boy is giving it up. He's giving himself up, saying he's behind the whole thing. He can't even explain how this whole situation went with the bank robbery. Putting it all, saying he was the mastermind behind it. Q set it all up. And, yeah, he's there to confess. Don't do it. Don't do it, Maurice. Let's wait and hope that we have a better answer and a better way from Q. Don't go down. You don't deserve this either, as well as Sabrina. So let's hope that everything works out. We about to approach the finale. One more episode before the final episode soon. So let's get ready to get into that next recap.